You've come to my castle in the middle of the night.
Hey everybody, it's Great Ace
I'm
Attorney
going
time.
to colonize you.
Oh no. So, as I recall, the two of us were just looking at the
Thick
crime scene
water.
before last time. Thick water.
Thick water.
And the only thing of use I think that either of us really got out of it is that if they were sitting in the front seat, they probably couldn't have seen what was going on.
We also addressed the elephant in the room. By elephant, I mean the Boko in the room.
Oh yeah, Boko's
Or we're
back.
just gonna wait till she says
Boko's
something like
back
10
there.
minutes in.
He's back there.
Lurking.
Can't hear her because I have headphones on.
And I can't hear her because she's too quiet.
I can't believe it. The entire
Really,
crime
the
scene
question
entered as
is-
evidence.
Yeah, they just like rolled the full ass card in, and everyone was like, "Huh? Didn't know you could do that." But yeah, hang on a second. I need to get up the chat. I'm gonna stall for a second. I forgot I need the chat so that I can read the chat. I need the chat so I can read the chat. You know how it is.
Hi, I'm all the guy.
You know how it goes. You already know who it is. I'm still stalling.
You know what
Hold
it
on
is.
a second. This is a Roblox ad? What
Something,
is
something, cheesehead.
this? Excuse me?
Green and yellow, green and yellow. You remember that one from the radio? In Wisconsin specifically?
Ah, yes. My favorite Packers radio edit has got to be when Lizzo's song, what's that? What one is it? It's the one that she says she's got a new man on the Minnesota Vikings. Radio stations around here near Green Bay, they would just censor that part.
Like censor it or replace
Like,
it with
she-
the Green Bay Packers.
No, it would just be gone. She'd just be like, got a new, and then it would just like pick back up. It's like she said a swear word. They just had
my God.
silence.
That's incredible.
Except it was just her saying Minnesota Vikings. Well, because you know, when you're the official radio station of the Green Bay Packers, you can't be
Yeah,
you can't be having the Minnesota Vikings in your songs.
No.
I
That'd be
wish they had
ridiculous.
someone just shittily dub over saying Green Bay Packers, but they didn't go that far.
Like when there was a Lady Gaga song, I want to say that like she said the name of a city, and depending on where you were listening to it, the name of the city would be different. And I was always wondering like, how many different like recordings of that line there are.
There's a Sia song that I kind of liked. It's the one where she says, come on, turn the radio on." Except sometimes she'll say, depending on the radio station, she'll go, come on, turn Kiss FM on." And I'm like, every time I'm like, Kiss FM, I like you less. Every time I hear this, my enjoyment of your radio station has drastic gone down. You know?
Drastic go down.
Yeah, it's just drastic go down. It's just a very strange, practice, I guess. It's kind of like when they have those bumps from the artists who are just like, I love this radio station, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they don't say anything specific, so you're like, like, is this a Commander Shepard on the Citadel scenario? You have to think it is. Also, I just realized I had the screen share muted. There's that music. Yes.
You were missing out on the
Simply
glockenspiel.
extraordinary.
I could help myself
do
a
be
lot by
glocking.
giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. I already did.
Hey, don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
All right, my first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus.
He's getting ready.
Cross-examination.
steady.
Oh, that's a cool animation. What the witnesses saw. I forgot about these fools. Was that supposed to
Beppo?
make
You
it
forgot
so-
about Beppo?
Oh no, yeah, it's Beppo. Hey, Beppo, what's up? He was last bus of the evenings of a few customers. I remember it well. I want to say this, the victim.
Yeah, I was fair play. I was just
Yeah.
doing incomprehensibly deep. As deep as my voice gets.
I know the blue the accused has reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right, it
And this
stabbed him. I
fucker.
screamed, I did, couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
He's sleeping his cheeks for good luck. Yeah, sleep your cheeks.
You gotta sleep him. Alright, well, let's just start at the beginning. Hold it! Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir, that's right, sir, yes. Ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
He's
And you
still
had four
cold. Look at him.
I know. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course. No.
No passengers in the place. No one locking, for example.
You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none.
I hope that voice is truly incomprehensible.
It's getting
It just sounds like I'm like fucking gargling rocks.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. I have to say, his boss insists on it running. He does every evening. That last bus of the day.
Oh, I see. Mologai
Oh,
likes to think
I
that
do.
I'm like a tiny size. I read that as cannon with 2 N's for a second, and I was like, cannon? The size of a cannon?
He's
But
my
no,
little-
you mean as in
He's my little buddy.
yes. The Josh bot is actually only about a softball big.
Yes, but I do
It is
sometimes
absolutely
wonder if it's
incomprehensible.
altogether worthwhile. Yes, just sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and the only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I'll spend that much on the pub on the way home, just try and warm up again.
Aw, poor
Aw,
Beppo.
Poor Beppo. The man accused killer sat next to each other inside. Well, that's actually can't
Next
be true. I
to?
don't think.
You mean across from?
Yeah.
Right?
We'll see if it. And you saw them through the skylight and the roof of the carriage. I don't think we have any evidence proving it yet, but I think we might have one of the other statements said he's stabbed him in the chest. So
That's
I don't know if
right.
we can do that.
When you sit up on top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on his hole, so I'd be a good view.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they were. All right. They were about to do it to him, you know.
They were. True.
And you ever had rats in the court and exactly make out the faces? But there's not a shred that anymore, it was Mr. McGilden.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? McGilden's a gentleman of rather small stature.
That's true.
I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
I was listening back to the stream just now, and the switch from when I talked to when I was doing my fair play voice is amazing because it sounds like I just like dive underwater. It's like sounds like I'm talking through a pool of thick water, you know? Oh, sweet. We're gonna get Swissy in on the thick water craze?
Oh no.
Finally. Yes! Yes, Swissy!
No.
I discovered
Swissy,
thick water right
no.
before the stream, everyone. That's what happened. And by discovered, I mean remembered it existed, because I'd heard about it once before. And then I heard about it again just now, and I went, I should look into thick water again and see what that's about. Anywho,
Unfortunate.
let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilden. There's no room for doubt here.
I
What?
really wish there was.
I'm a vampire.
Bleh.
Bleh. He just quietly blehs every time the camera pans away. What? What?
Hold it! You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
That already tastes the water, that.
Oh, you want to know about thick water, Molo guy? Here's what it is. It's your regular everyday water. It tastes like bottled or tap water, but it has the viscosity of aloe vera gel. Why, you ask?
Terrible.
It turns out it is actually for a medical purpose. It's apparently easier for people that have issues swallowing things, which can come from either a neurological condition, whether you have like a hypersensitive gag reflex, or if you're just like old and your swallowing muscles don't work out so well anymore. But yeah, some people consume thick water in this world, and you can make it with either like a starch-based thickener or a gum-based thickener. In fact, there's many options for your thick water needs.
Too many. some
Anyways.
would say.
Or off Dickum, hard-working city bankers, what considered trustworthy these days.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... Oh. My lord!
Number 8, what I mean of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
Whoa. Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god.
There's no point
What?
wasting time listening to any more of this.
No,
That's my
hold.
opinion
Shut
on
the
the matter
fuck.
anyway.
Shut up. You're just gonna gloss over what we just saw?
No, that was
They
great.
vote in this court
Yep.
by like producing a flame on their desk and then,
punching
smacking it with
into
their
the
fists.
and punching it into the
And
appropriate...
then it goes into the scale?
Yep.
Oh my god. I was also this guy, but I couldn't
think
for the
so.
life of you tell you what his voice was.
Something like that, I think, probably. He's a big boy. Does that help? He's wide.
That's like all my voices.
Yeah, I know.
What if I just try to do one of my voices, but I pitch shifted up for no reason?
Sure.
So if I take a normal voice,
Like this. I'll just make it like this.
No, that's perfect, I think.
no, that's horrible. God damn it.
That's Professor.
I can't do it now.
Oh, no.
That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors.
That's not good. What is happening here?
I didn't realize they were allowed to just vote like whenever. Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent, black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice.
Uh-huh.
As we saw a moment ago.
Yes, exactly.
They cast a ball of fire.
totally stared
Why
at
is
my
this
tongue.
like? Why is this like?
Duck Game for
like
Life
a
is followed.
lore
Thank you.
thing.
I don't
You know what I mean?
Why is this not? Why is
Yo,
this
Duck
lore instead
Game.
of just a game mechanic? I don't know.
Why did they go like, oh yeah, actually, so, you know, it's real though.
Instead
Like,
of
they
being
actually punch fire into it.
symbolic, they are actually just like hurling fire across the.
They're just
courtroom.
actually hurling fire everywhere. Eat your heart out, Moltres.
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean?
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Ugh. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Oh, you can actually see him.
The whole knows the change in the jury sets.
Yeah, look at that. It is weird that like everything looks pretty nice for being 3DS graphics, and then the fire is just still the
fire's
same,
just,
like
yeah, 5 or
like
6
GIF
frames.
PNG fire. 5 or 6, you could use 5 or 6 frames.
Or just 1.
It's a static image of fire. Boy.
It's free to use your block examination.
This is a nightmare. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. Hold it! He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly, that huge great knife.
A grim thought indeed.
Ah, that didn't help me at all.
The
Jury
maid
looked like they're
cleans.
even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Oh.
There are moments where the Joycaster votes at the same time absolutely demolishes the 3DS. Hey kids, want to melt your 3DS back in 2006 or whatever?
Bonk.
Play this game. Mr. First,
Yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Is that?
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
Or a knife through
As
the
an
belly.
example. Or the knife, like, you know, like a steak, it causes death like the sun or garlic. Have I made it clear that I'm a vampire?
Yeah, I didn't. That didn't actually click with me until after I said what I said. And I went, wait a minute.
I'm barely, it's not even really dropping hints anymore. I'm basically just saying it. I'm doing everything but saying I'm a vampire. I'm doing everything up until that point. Have you picked up on? Everyone's just ignoring him.
That was a blade of considerable size, Counsel.
It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. P for P. God damn it. I
Which
really
is
wanted
weird,
to pull that one off.
Which is weird. You would think that would be like on a hammer, but it's a knife.
But it's a knife.
It's a knife.
Is he saying
It's
he's
so
got
weird.
a skinny dick?
I
Hey,
don't
what
know.
up? It's your boy. Skinny penis.
Damn it.
God damn it. I can't with myself, you know? The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Please no.
M. M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. Oh, the point is so good. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection. But there are M's everywhere. Like yes, like in Mason.
Objection.
Oh, that was a good objection thing.
Objection! This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. M for lick my balls.
M for your mom.
Joseph.
M for your mom. I gave this to her as a wedding gift. That's right. I'm your father now.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. I would love to take a look at that bad boy real quick. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Drawer number 2. You on?
Mr. Milgilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However,
Don't do it to us.
those
Oh
of us
no.
in service
Oh,
never
a
must accept
banner
hard
drops
truth.
down.
I didn't notice the banner until just now. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. It's looking bad for us so far. No! I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Just like Lysol. Oh god.
I've painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. It's going poorly. Not again.
Written shit on. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We've had it. Every time I press the witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Start going bust and then I saw 2. Okay, real quick. Can I examine that knife?
Look at the knife! What do you know? It's a knife! That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruto?
Hmm? Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades.
Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying
What?
it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Bitch, what did you just say? To me?
Oh, it is covered in blood, which is unfortunate.
There is an M on it. And it's not one of those like, oh, this could be multiple letters.
Yeah. It's probably not a W. Well, that looks like a lot of.
I mean, it could be a W. Do we know a W?
Not yet.
It surely is blood. The victims.
Ugh. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
Wacky, isn't it? Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
I assumed they bled like blue. Yes, I do understand.
I mean,
You call out a knife.
It honestly
Holds up a
does. It
spoon.
honestly does
This
look
is
a
a
little
knife.
more like a W.
It could be a W.
totally
It's weird that it
staring
slants
eye
left
Calamity's
that, or
follow.
like
Thank you, Allie.
the way that it slants would be weird for a W, though. Surely,
Yeah.
right? Well, no, maybe not.
I
It
think it would be
slants
weird
to
for
the
me.
right.
Yeah, that's why I'm like. That's why it makes me feel like it's a W, not an M. Who knows? An ornate letter M.
I still
Undeniably
it
Magnus
looks too
McGilded's
dark for
initial.
blood. Closer to grape juice. I mean, it's not that dark for blood. Dried
No.
blood.
It's dry blood.
Dried blood darkens quite a bit. Hell, sometimes blood's just like fucking black by the time you get a hold of it.
Mm.
You're like, huh, shit's dark.
Dark as hell, man.
The curl is powerful. Because, like, if you're writing, right, you do a little swirl like that at the end normally, not at, like, the beginning.
Yeah, that's what's got me thinking
it'd
it's
be-
a W. And also,
It'd be
just like not many
weird
people
for it to be
slant.
now.
Not many people slant.
The letters
to the,
forward?
Yeah.
You'd have to be left-handed.
Hmm.
Then again, someone didn't write this, per se. It's on a
It's
scabbard.
engraved, yeah. It's the W you'll be getting at the end of this trial.
Yeah,
Hey.
you know it. Big dubs. Big dubs for us. And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I think.
Ah!
What is it?
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything.
Wow, that's every M.
Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
I'm afraid I don't know it all. But what I am sure of is that is an M.
Oh. Well, that idea was quickly quashed. Dang, yeah, I really don't see anything else on... There's nothing... Well, alright. I mean, if the game's gonna tell me it's an M, I guess it's an M. There's nothing else really on here of interest. Oh, well.
Listen, so I was like, listen, I may be Japanese, but I know my English letters very well.
The game does
I've
lie to
seen
me.
every M in the world.
All of them. They're all in this book.
She pulls the
Hold
book
it.
out of her sleeve. It's just every M, and you're like, oh shit, they're there.
What exactly did you see?
Well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
No, he wasn't.
Because he was in the chair, right? He was
Yeah.
dead in the chair. Was he not?
Yeah, he was. That's why I'm confused.
And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And the other passenger had that knife in his hand like this.
Overhead?
That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, he's holding the knife?
Yeah. Hold on.
Hmm.
Yeah, nobody else is saying anything, and you can't present mid-thing.
By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGill.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
What?
Wait, you saw the stabbing? Then how did... Wait a second.
My lord, I wish to speak.
Fair enough, my father. I'll take it you two.
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts there, I said to myself. Oh well. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer. Gee up now, Silver Blaze, the finish is in sight!
Horse.
Horse!
Our hope lies in this granny being too senile to
Beppo
click
is
her
alone.
button or whatever.
Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the maid says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Imagine playing a game of D&D and you're arguing with an NPC, and the NPC looks you in the eyes and says, Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild. Which means that the 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Boy. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
And why have you not voted, you daft And then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your learn? You're leaning. You're
Well,
leaning,
dear,
that's
the
it.
thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting.
Oh, she's gonna go until she's done knitting, isn't she?
There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called.
Oh no, it's McGilded Park.
A
She
gentleman
likes the
donated
park.
it to the city, you know. Put a smile on Londoner's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
That's right, Granny. That's fucking right,
He's always
Granny.
doing wonder things to the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library and borrow some books?
Yo, this dude fucking made libraries. Remember back in the day when billionaires would at least like make a public library once in a while?
Right.
You know, at least all that philanthropy paid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, now he's gonna be able to stack even more dollars after he gets out of here. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know that I'm a vampire? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
Oh my god, what the fuck? What kind of a man
So will
is
this game see the foundation of Keurig Canada
I doubt it.
Wait. Keurig Canada Dry Dr. Pepper?
Oh, so I put the chat.
Where did you put the chat and follow money?
I put the chat and follower only mode because of the bot shit that's been going on.
Oh, the bots that kept popping up?
The bot. Well, no, there's specifically bots that are going
There's
around and
new
like
bots,
rating
huh?
people by like the hundreds and dropping vile shit in their chat. Like
Oh, that's
racist,
fucking
sexist, homophobic shit, just for example. So I was like, you know what?
Hom-
Follower only mode, and then that can't happen unless they all follow me first. And then I'll get a notification about it, and I can stop the stream before it happens.
They're dropping homophobic shit. They're talking about words that sound the same but mean different things.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
How dare you? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir. The one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Every soul has
Gross.
its dark. McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest so that his victims have no hope of repaying him. And when they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that.
No, Granny. The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing save his name. To his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
Why would he kill him, though? You don't
Oh,
get money by
gracious.
murdering someone.
Of course, it makes sense. He killed him so he could not get paid.
Genius.
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debt. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned
Can I
taken from him.
object?
His life. No! Fuck you. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it.
It's Sasato time. If I might add something briefly.
Mr. Sato?
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim?
A good point.
Oh, hey, he's got
Where
a
did-
goblet ready for him.
Where did that come from?
What is a man? What is a man? Dude, he's the best though, isn't he? Isn't he? He's just gonna swirl that shit.
Uh-huh.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in the court of law.
Oh, there it is. All right, Zig's olive chalice.
Oh no. How can this be considered acceptable?
But I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. You could settle this in a duel. Are you
That's
kidding?
true.
We'd get shit on by Van
There's
Zeeks.
no way
He's
Van
a
Zeeks-
vampire.
Yeah.
We don't even like blades. Okay.
Bitch hates swords.
Ah, As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. Veins, as in the things that carry blood. This blood.
Blood.
This is the debtor's ledger, which contains all monies loaned by the accused. Let's count them together. One money. Two.
Two money.
You will find. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. Enigmatic East was catching me off guard in that voice.
That was just a weird thing to say, frankly.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm always found out you all ready to be able.
I need to take a look at that bitch.
Yes, 20 guineas, so it's a considerable sum.
It's 20 guineas a considerable sum. Let's go open that bad boy. I need to look at it. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Yes. Well, it's not as though we know any of the London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholm's name inside.
Well, let's see what we find. I can't read this. I was hoping I could.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Ah, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me?
Aha!
Yes. It does sound
It's the
strangely
banker
familiar,
man.
actually.
Banker man. What do you know?
Oh, the witness
Fairplay.
has a personal grudge against Mr.
Yes.
McGilden.
Well, he had a debt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Oh, he
The
borrowed
witness
20
testifies
guineas,
this
did
very
he?
moment. Also, I have a method now where I keep the stream up because it's on delay from us. So when you skip my text, I go to the stream and read it
And look,
anyways.
the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information.
The details of the debtor's ledger have been updated in court record. Nothing on the outside. Let's just click on it again, see if there's anything else. Crammed full of gentlemen.
Gosh, it's crammed full of men.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Just no, this is
You
all
know?
just scribbles. Like, actually, though. I was expecting at least, like, 1 or 2 legible things in here, but nah. In fact,
I mean,
he
it
wrote
looks like
he
like
wrote
cursive.
He wrote sideways on this part for some reason.
Yeah, that part was. That's not. Now I've seen a ledger or two in my day, as an accountant,
Mm-hmm.
but. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Well, it would seem
Don't do it, Granny.
I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Oh no! Angry knitting! Oh god, we have to move fast.
Yeah, I know.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the
It's
accused.
such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel.
What?
Oh no! What?
Still,
Put it back.
maybe it's all for the best.
Ah, wait a minute.
Don't
Let's think
put
about
the
this a
hand
little
down.
more before.
I don't stand for nonsense.
Well, the judge still has to vote shortly. Fuck.
Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That was it. The last juror's decision.
Yes, flip Susato. According to this encyclopedia, or padia, of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's over then.
A usurer. Usurer.
Oh, that was a cool little...
She's done that at least once before.
Bap.
Oh. There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are not in agreement on the case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. Oh yeah, that does usurer does just mean someone who lends money at unreasonably high rates of interest. Fun.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Mr. Zato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes.
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense. What did it say next?
Oh yes, of course. One moment. I closed it for some reason. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court
Yeah, I heard
proceedings
that
are
part.
suspended. The presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Mm.
Sure, I demand that.
A summation examination?
Objection!
The summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Like a vampire? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic long forgotten and certainly no longer praised.
Practiced.
So you're out of luck. Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say? What's up?
It said no longer practiced.
You corrected me, huh?
I did.
You think you're bold enough. You think
look
you're
at him
old
fucking
enough.
adjust his straps. What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination.
We said that awfully snarky.
Hmm?
We said, what even is it? Really hit her with the... like, what even is
What the
that?
fuck are you talking about?
It's like, alright. Oh, one moment, I'll read about it. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese.
What does that even mean?
Always demanding the rights to laws they haven't read. You know, the classic Japanese stereotype. Alright, Mr. Naruto, I think I understand. It seems that in this procedure, we'd be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions?
As the times go by, masters will use the summation examination to never influence the jury's decision. What procedure became a thing of something of a formality with no practical method, really. so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try it in this day and age. Luckily for you, I have no respect
I have
for
no
myself.
self-respect.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. That's right, Sasato. That's right, you tell him.
Yeah.
What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although maybe antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, it's either this or we go back to Japan, so... A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Fucking, what do you mean? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection! But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense is apparently valid. What will proceed with the summation examination?
This is madness.
Foreman, are you the manager ready?
No.
Yeah. I'm not. If you mention it's in the letter or CGC, so.
Oh,
Oh,
like
okay.
just a letter about the trial in general, or
I assume just their, like, jury, like, summons.
jury duty? Okay.
That'd be my guess, unless we find out it's something sinister.
Cinnamon. It's sinister, but also delicious.
And a little bit spicy.
And a little bit spicy. I put a little cinnamon in my blood, so I can. And he takes a drink. He starts coughing.
Oh, too much
Oh
cinnamon.
God, this
This
was a terrible idea.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
I like how we said the same thing, like in succession.
I know.
Amazing.
We've known each
It's
other
really-
for too long.
We have to rotate legally. We've said too many of the same sentences, and now we have to change friends for like 5 years. It's sad, you know. But I
Well-
mean, the friendship laws are the way they are for a reason.
Yeah, I guess I'll play the rest of Ace Attorney without you. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that
It's
one.
just you.
I
Oh, hang
accidentally
on. Wait.
I accidentally slapped the button.
What will proceed with the summation examination?
This is. Well, no, the stream's like super lagged behind. No. Wait, maybe. Hang on.
I pulled
Oh
up
wait,
the
it's right
history.
there. I forgot you could do that. I don't know why my stream is like a slideshow on the side. I don't know what's up with
Very
that.
possible. I am dropping a shitload of frames right now.
Ah.
just
Boko
turned-
brought her
I
bad
just
internet with
I
her.
just turned around to see if Boko was playing Final Fantasy XIV. She isn't.
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
Oh, interesting.
On what grounds?
I've already forgotten what I was trying to do for this guy.
You must justify your decisions, explain why you've behaved in such a wicked. Remember not you had put us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention of this was made before. Oh, that river hell with always justifying Locke.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
All right then, the summation examination. Defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for, to turn this trial around.
Heaven be it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you. To take the ground vote to find the defendant Magnus McKinley guilty of this most serious crime.
This is neat, actually. Judicial findings.
Got that slideshow view.
Yeah, it seems to have calmed down somewhat with the frame dropping. The jurors' contentions.
Ooh, a flower.
Mm.
It's just like attached to his.
Everyone else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. I forgot this was me. He stopped the chap right next to him just like this. Bracing, I must say. Absolutely bracing.
Yeah, you kind of just did all the jurors except for number 1 this time around.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusions. You can trust the guild. Fair is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. Ah! So there were 5!
Yeah. We found him.
Scoundrel
We got
stabbing
the
that poor
bastard.
man on the floor. It beggars belief. He was also not on the floor.
We got the bitch.
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Yo, is
Well,
Susato
well,
a
let's see what we
debate,
can do.
bro?
We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruto.
Tutorial time.
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning. You see, your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
What on earth am I supposed to do?
It's weird that my law book has this all written in the footnote.
It's weird, yeah.
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruto.
Yeah, this mechanic seems
I like
cool.
the theater more than this so far. Not to say I dislike this, it's just the theater of logic is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Just that Holmes is such a compelling character.
It compels me to punch him in the balls, but yeah.
That can be compelling. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have
I
any
am
idea how to make this
compelled
work
to hate
then?
him. Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's just making arguments in general. What? Susato's about to tell us about how debate works.
So,
Well,
the 2 I see right away are the prices not matching up with 4 people. It would have to be 5 people. And also, what's-his-face saying he was stabbing him in the side. And then the old lady thinking he was stabbed on the ground for some reason.
Yeah. Well, the 6 members of that... Oh,
Sorry.
I randomly selected members from the public. They may appear to be present a united front, but in truth, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them
Hey.
down, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
This is kind of similar to how some of the stuff worked in, there were no jurors in Professor Layton X Phoenix, right? But, they had a similar thing
You
to
mean
this.
Cross Phoenix, right?
Cross Phoenix, right, excuse me. But there was a
Thank
similar
you.
mechanic to this where, like, you had multiple people on the bench at the same time, and you would use their words against each other.
Well, we
So this
have
seems
that
like
mechanic
yeah.
already, too.
Yeah, this seems like kind of an
We already have
expanded
that.
version of that.
This is that. This is that, but the same thing. We already have that too. We have both of them.
Right.
We've got both of them.
Right? Yes.
We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. All right, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
There it is.
Can we stop proceedings, counsel? Or as you take the stand for this, I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
Put us at the stand. Put us at the
Yeah.
stand. Yeah!
Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal.
Behold, as Ryunosuke Naruhodo calls all
Just
the
the
jurors
driver, he
little
has-
fuckers.
4 passengers fares totaling 20 pence. Pit?
So pit that
Against
against the last... Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is. Yep.
Objection! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
Hello? Explain yourself, counsel. Pretend I can't do maths.
Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on the civil blazes made in by over the first idea. What you talking about? According to the group
Oh,
testimony
pacing.
we've heard so far,
Let's go.
there were 4 passengers on the omnibus at the night in question. It sounds tense because it fucking slaps. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror member
I like how you
5
got
also told us the following.
More expressive with that voice as
Yeah, I
you
needed
went.
to. Yeah. The fare for the omnibus is
Yeah, quite
always
right.
4
I got
pence. It is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. My man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
One person's there.
Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious.
Hey, this can't be right. The coachman and guild of good honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is all watchword. Figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon. Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Oh. Yeah, right then, how do I make this so this miserable trial doesn't end him?
I like the flip.
Yeah.
Well, according to my book here,
I like Susato a lot.
Susato's very good. The only thing I dislike about Susato is that she makes Maya seem boring.
Well,
Which is unfortunate because I like Maya, but like Maya, frankly, pales in comparison to Susato.
yeah. Basically,
Which is just a fact
here's
of life,
The fun thing.
so.
I hadn't heard 20 pence until like this stream started, so I don't know if he mentioned it at some point and I just missed it or what.
No, he mentioned it this stream. That was the first
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
But we didn't know the per person pence anyways.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. It meant nothing to us.
Right.
Susato's very good. Again, the only downside is it makes me go, It's one of those things where it's like if you had a really nice soda and then you went, it's like you had a crisp can of cola and then you went back to a different cola and you went, this isn't
It's not the
this
same.
isn't that cola taste I was expecting. It's like you've had a bottle of craft root beer, and then you tried to drink, just a can of Barkman's, and you're like, I mean, this is okay. It's root beer,
It's fine.
but it's not my, handcrafted, small brewed, single malt, honey added root beer.
Can of mug,
You get a can of mug. Mug is kind of rough. I don't drink mug often. Now, I will tell you, what's real crisp still, though, and easy to obtain? Just a nice, good cup of A&W.
A&W is pretty solid.
You can get that in, like, a frosted mug is best. My dad... Did I ever tell you about my dad's root beer rules that he passed on to me?
No?
I have root beer rules. Did I really never? I love telling people about the root beer rules. Well, there are less rules and more guidelines. My dad once, and I remember this distinctly, we went to an A&W only to get root beer. It was awesome. And my dad explained to me his methodology of consuming a root beer, which is, he told me, he's like, all right, here's the order, here's the hierarchy. First of all, you never put ice in it. Don't ever put ice in your root beer. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. He's like, second, the best thing you can drink a root beer out of is a frosted mug. If you don't have one of those, try to get a foam cup. If you don't have one of those, you'll have to settle for whatever they have, but no root beer at all. And I was like, all right, noted. And he was like, third rule, don't drink diet root beer. It's shit. And I was like, got it. And to this day, anytime I go somewhere, I have to follow my root beer rules. Someday I hope to pass them on to someone else.
Just
Anyways.
kids you meet on the street.
Crisp bottle of Canada Dry. You pass them on. Here on this live stream. Yes, I will share them repeatedly on live streams until the root beer rules are known by many, far and wide. It's just one of those things where, like, you know how sometimes you got those things, those like random memories from like your parents, where it's
I
like
scrolled by accident.
it's it's just like a random thing you don't really know. Like, you assume that they said it without thinking that was even going to be important, but just
Or
stuck in your
profound,
brain
and
for
it's
some
just
reason.
there forever.
Yeah, that's the root beer. Like, I go to Culver's from time to time, and Culver's has root beer, obviously, because they're Culver's, and I will always get a cup of the regular root beer with no ice in it, and no lid or straw. That was I forgot that rule. No straw.
Right.
My dad would always, every time my dad would get root beer from like a soda fountain, he would just have a cup, no ice, no straw. And goddamn if he isn't right though. That's some crisp fucking root beer, I gotta say. I don't know if it's just placebo effect, but I can't go back. Thank you for letting me ramble about my root beer rules. Follow us for more root beer
I
related
started checking
facts.
Twitter halfway through because I could tell it was gonna be I could tell it was gonna be a bit.
Listen, I like root beer. It's really good. There's a lot of varieties. You can get all these like it's kind of like how they got microbreweries for beer. There's like that for root beers too. You can find all these random like bottled varieties, and some of them are really dope. You have some of those and you go, oh, like normal like popular root beers like A&W kind of just like not even in the same ballpark as some of these, which is weird, but
Tis what tis.
It's like you had a sweet tea, but not Dr. Pepper Snapple's straight up tea. That's right. Not Keurig Dr. Pepper Canada Dry. Katie, oh damn it, Swissy! I need Swissy here so I can remember the acronym.
Oh, my back. Oh, that was a fun noise that just made. Oh no.
Keurig Dr.
fine.
Pepper. It's KDPCD.
Yep.
KDPCD.
I knew that. I just didn't want to
Keurig
help
Dr.
you.
Pepper Canada Dry. I know, because you for some reason hate KDPCD, and I don't know why. It's one of our best bits.
Eh.
My favorite episode of the Great Ace Attorney playthrough is the one where Josh talked about root beer for a long time. That's right. Listen, I'm a content machine. I'm a goddamn legend on these streets. You want to
See,
know about root beer?
This was the thing, Malagai. It was never a problem on like Pokemon because I could just keep playing the game without Josh. But unfortunately, I can't on this one, so I have to let Josh.
I
get out
know,
of the
it's
system.
great. It's so good, I can hold the stream hostage. Anyways. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the scales.
Now hold your horsemen there, coachman. We're all in agreement. Why do you have to go and...
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Holy shit, he's gonna kill Beppo.
Oh,
We're gonna have
no,
a different
Beppo.
murder on our hands.
Oh, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Yeah. We're doing it.
For the love of Mike.
Mike?
Love of Mike? Nova the
Not
Disintegrating
you as well.
Party of 9. Thank you, Nova.
Hey! Nova! Congrats on hitting affiliate the other day, by the way, Nova.
Nice.
Big clap. Big clap.
I'm assuming you know who
I
that
hope
is
those
then.
emotes are spicy. I do!
Nice.
I do. There's that Team Beans raid.
Yeah. Thanks,
Hell yeah.
guys.
I'm totally staring, aren't I?
Thank you for the follow,
Where was
Amazon.
I?
I don't know.
Who is this? Who's
Oh, this is
speaking?
me.
Ah, the
Penny
maid
can be the
is.
difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper we hear from the witnesses again.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. You did it. You know who I am too. Everyone knows who Nova
Yeah,
is.
true.
The world's worst secret. It's Nova. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. The
And
stabbing.
that's where you must strike next. You must strike. Do you see the hint they gave us?
Must
With
strike,
the you must strike?
Yeah, that's nice.
Ah.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and ensure there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Stop reading my mind.
Well, the scale of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Agree with your summation examination.
Changing my leaning to innocent. He stuck the chap right next to him and embraced him. I said, after that. Stab the poor man on the floor. Hold on. Objection! Those 2 statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel, post-haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What's all this crap, Trev? What's contradictory even mean, I ask you?
We've heard from more than one witness, but they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3...
What? Can't you see I'm busy here?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Ha! Want to taste me, do you? Well, it was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was Mr. Ambrose testimony, quite true.
Nice, nice. Now then, juror number 6.
Is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. There. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
Yeah, the wig's very good.
The wig's
What?
really good.
Bless my stitches, what a muddle.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh. But why? Why the dickens would they lie?
I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Nice, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
That's right, Granny.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The scales.
I don't believe it.
Oh, that's a powerful pan.
Wait. Now hear this, my villagers. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all.
Oh boy. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all
He's
this?
a wizard, I say. Answer me this, dark cheeks.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock didn't stab the victim as he sat next to him on the omnibus. And this young dandy saw him do it. Now, let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, the Shylock stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that,
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Well, I should take this knife to you. Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
Ugh, they're ready to kill each other now.
Oh, also, I was wondering about Shylock, so I looked it up quick, and this is interesting. So you remember how Molo Guy said earlier that the fan translation that they played was they used usurer as like that was what they called
Yeah.
McGilded. When I look up the definition of Shylock, it's a character. It's an antagonist in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice.
Oh.
It's the main antagonist who is a usurer.
Oh. Nice. Oh, so he was only stabbed once. I was just double checking that. But could the foreman of the jury
he was
be
stabbed
right?
once in the torso.
Did the witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question.
Of
He
course
was only
not.
stabbed one time.
Don't be ridiculous.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, you dog jinx? Come on with it.
What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's the evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I said two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say it's out of the question, show me some proof.
It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... Take that!
The autopsy report.
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once.
Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Ha! Got here. Alright, I can say defeat. Oh, I thought he was going to be the harder one to convince, I'll be honest.
Also, the foreman's gonna be super hard to convince.
Yeah.
Also, Molo Guy, that is my plan. I
Wait.
wanted to make it so that we can keep streaming Ace Attorney like forever. So that Thursday slot is Ace Attorney for the next like decade, and I will do that by stretching out every stream.
Oh no. Wait, that means
Yes,
4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
we've done it, Mr. Naruto. We've won.
Well, no.
We got a little fist pump. I mean,
That was a
close
good
enough.
fist bump.
What are you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
But we had a consensus.
I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Please tell me he's a barber.
No. Van Zeke's
totally
when
staring
exactly
at
when
him.
is that autopsy report? Nipponi's boy.
Oh,
He's
no.
slowly pulling a second one out of his cape.
Oh no, thanks for the follow, Baron Von Cutie.
You think that I haven't updated this autopsy report?
I received it 2 minutes ago while you were pacing.
Did you not see the large bat come into the courtroom carrying an autopsy report?
Rather the quite remarkable turn of events, with the evidence of ancient examination and ripple about the scales of justice. You don't have found it too guilty, however not guilty. Accordingly, there's no longer a large enough majority among the voters for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue.
Nice.
Excellent news.
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
Nice. I like when
I'm
a
glad the
joke-
game doesn't just end when they,
Yeah.
when they all vote no. We can go, oh no, wait a second though.
Wait, but why?
Also, you were saying something. I cut you off.
I appreciate that the judge, like many other judges of judges' days past, is not immediately like, well, let's just fucking say guilty and get out of here. He's like, no, truth.
Oh, you see, I've got a...
Wait, what did we decide was going to be the casserole for this? Oh, no.
Curry was the other Japanese one, right?
No, Curry is Japanese.
The guy who we'll probably never see again, but
What was it? Yeah, it's a shame. That guy was super cool. Was it shepherd's pie?
it might have been shepherd's pie.
I'm kind of leaning towards shepherd's pie anyways, because it's basically just a casserole. Except
Right,
someone was
right,
like,
right.
why don't we just put mashed potatoes on the top? And someone else went, you're a goddamn genius, you are. He's just like, the judge just slams his gavel the instant the scales tip, and he's like,
I've got a shepherd's pie back too.
I've just now noticed that I think the
Massive.
judge has got like a little ponytail on his wig too, if you look to the right.
he does. Yep. Well, I mean, normally the powdered wigs had those, and then I think
Yeah.
a lot of them came
Yeah.
down into a ponytail. It's
I
like his must be askew.
Or like
So,
specifically
Lord
so we
Von
can see
Six.
it.
It is to substantiate the case for prosecution, if you please.
Pours more wine. I'm going to need to be piss drunk for this one.
Oh my god!
What is a man?
I was hoping he would throw it, but that works too.
Dude, that was almost more badass than just throwing it.
Fucking
Just crushes it in his hand. Holy fuck,
shit,
dude.
dude.
Zeke's
Oh.
is possibly one of my favorite Ace Attorney characters to date.
Look at
Just
him.
like overall. Like I still have a deep fondness for like Edgeworth,
Right.
but Zeke's might be my favorite prosecutor now. It's very hard. It's a very tight list. It's like Zeke's, Edgeworth, and Godo all in the top.
Mhm.
I know there's something with him coming, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh no, he destroyed evidence. No, it wasn't evidence. It was just It was just.
Yeah, what? How does Alucard speak in that game? It's just kind of like, what is a man, right?
Yeah. Well, it's Dracula, but
Oh, it is Dracula. That's right.
yeah, because like
It's the
"Die,
Dracula with
monster,
the.
You don't belong in this
Yeah,
world.
it's
It is not by
It's
my
the mu-
hand that I am once again given flesh. I
It's
was
the
called
mustache
here
Dracula,
by
right?
humans.
humans.
Dracula just went like
That's-
way
that-
too hard in that one, and it's great. Especially
That's
because you
that's
can tell that
mustache
Richter's
Dracula,
like,
right?
yeah, you can tell that Richter's like phoning it in.
Monster. It's really good whenever there's one person who's just like, I'm gonna give 110% to this.
You steal men's souls and make them your slaves. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
It's just there's such a difference in
What
the
is a
delivery.
man?
You steal man's souls. Hey, listen, it works really well. It's great when there's a Belmont who's just like, I am a Belmont and I fight vampires. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Okay.
Lord Van Reeks, are you good, bro?
Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during the summation examination, so I was just over here fuming. So I honored the deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Yeah!
Oh,
Let's go.
Rips
Bring
off
forth the
cave.
witnesses once more.
Fuck yeah, dude.
God, Zeke's has exactly 0 chill and it's really good. Witnesses.
I believe his veneer of being cool has worn off.
Also, I definitely forgot until like just now that I was doing V's for W's because of the I want to suck your blood.
Yeah.
Completely forgot that until now, so those are going back in. I trust you've heard the summation examination we have had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir, that I did, sir.
of course I heard it. Got ears don't know.
Yes, sir, I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you attempted to veil the presence of a big bastard on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Me, oh dear.
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Witness testimony. Various misgivings.
I only
That's-
carried 4 passengers that
That's
night,
the
so I
name of
swear.
my emo punk band. Various.
I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it. But,
Did he upcharge them?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's skimming off the top. Beppo,
Oh,
my
no.
man.
Beppo, no.
Well, I for one was too hard to pay 4 pence for the bus.
he finished us on the ferry, did? Now I saw that blood current saw as well. It's all too much.
I'll tell you on phone to stab that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so. Yes.
What is a Nepalese man?
Now don't make sense of this for me, please.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this
that.
prosecutor. Look at that. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed.
I was kind of hoping he had.
The confusion had risen from the coachman's sly little consonage.
Ah. Beppo, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
Guildfellow's pulpits across the board. You know that. Oh, might
It's pronounced cousinage, by the way.
Oh, fun. Might understand
Cousinage.
you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare.
It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
Cousinage.
Cousinage.
It sounds like the act of being a cousin, but it means the practice of deception or trickery.
Interesting.
Dude, this thing spiked. The use of a time chart spiked super high at 1800, and then just like slid down since then.
Just went nope.
They combined cousin and edge into cousinage.
Makes sense.
Amazing.
That tracks to me.
You've been dishonest, coachman.
Yeah, but I didn't do perjury. I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. Your self-objections have brought dishonor upon the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
Dude, I like how this
Oh,
guy's like,
no.
walk it runs perfectly. And then people are like, no, what? They just
No,
charge like
what?
whatever they want, man. What are we gonna do? Walk? 4 passengers at 5 pences. Yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
Well, that figures.
That figures! My life is ruined. That was really funny to me.
I got a giggle out of it.
Are you having a giggle?
I did.
It would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna make it a circus up in here.
Various misgivings.
I carry 4 passengers, you know, I swear it, but
I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. The fiddles on the ferry did, and I saw the blood curtain inside as well. It's all too much.
Hold it!
Hold it! Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4?
Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
Beppo!
And I just told you that I did.
A flat rate of 5 pence across the board.
It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort.
I'm totally staring,
Very
aren't
much
I?
like the phantom
Thank you,
killer
Bobo.
you so desperately needed.
Bobo.
It's gone. Dead and buried.
I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place.
Fiddles on the prize.
Hold it! Hold it!
Yeah, that is remarkably how math is, isn't it, Rui?
Right? If you're doing it right, you aren't going to get a different answer. Yeah, you can just throw some shit in there, and then you'll get a different one. Have you
You could
considered
just do it wrong.
just popping a couple ones or twos in there, huh?
Susato's like,
fun?
well, I've done the math 5 times, and this time I changed all the numbers to 6, and it didn't add up to 20.
Weird. This blood-curdling sight, you mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir.
Well, in some sort, one should have to no one should have to witness or in the man's eyes the moment his life was taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Good gracious, really?
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I had the banker get next to me and take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Oh, man. Hold it! But does it, though? So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him.
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before, this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there were only 2 of them inside the carriage, weren't there?
There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet zero evidence.
Then what are we wasting this time for, huh? It's black and white, the man's guilty.
Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. Yes, he stabbed. Did you think so? Yes. Okay, let's run through those again. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're not careful and you press those witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before.
Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. Hey, Malagai, give me just do me a solid right now. Is there ever going to come a point where if I press too much, I just lose? Or is it just or is it just for the drama?
Yes, you're right.
I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction amongst these witnesses.
Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason.
Okay, 4 persons swear. Hold it! So, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4-pence fare, is that right? It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. It was so cold, and all I could do to stop myself from passing out. I'm getting chilblains just listening to you. It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Alright, well, thanks again, Mulligan. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny passenger?
How dare you?
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect. Everyone was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. We did that one, right? No, we actually didn't. Did we? I don't remember doing it. Hold it. Does that mean everyone on board that night? Well, yes, I paid 5 pence too, sir. I'm expecting there to be like a thing. I just told you, yeah. Like a sound effect will play. Horrible sight, saw that. Tell you stab him. Everything I said before stands. Yes, he stabbed him, he did, I think so. I didn't actually press this one. Earlier,
says,
you
"I think
testified
so."
that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip.
I suppose. I might have, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What's this? What's all this then?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up from his midriff.
Well, wait, how would he have seen it if he turned around through the skylight? Because he would have been looking at the back seat. Right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
But these two must have been looking at the front
Right?
seat from the angle we've been looking at it from, when they're like flashbacks.
It's right, yes. And
Wait,
the
say that
fellow
again?
holding the handle was the famous man, yes?
So basically, if he turned around from the front of the carriage in the position he was driving it and saw through the skylight, he would have been looking at the back seat inside.
Well,
But I'm pretty sure the two guys on the roof were looking through the front, at the front seat.
well, he couldn't have been able to see it, right? Where's the coachman? Can we look at the coach at all?
Yeah.
Again, where does he sit exactly?
So I think
He sits on
like,
top, right?
here,
Yeah, he
right?
sits right up there. On the little
Yeah.
on the little bench up top.
Yeah, he sits. Yeah, you're right here.
So he maybe could see beyond that bench, but the other guys would have had. But the bloodstain's on the left side when we entered the carriage,
Yeah.
so he definitely wouldn't have been able to see if
Yeah.
the stabbing happened over there.
Yeah.
And the stabbing would have had to happen here, so the other guys could see it at all.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they were just sitting backwards in the thing for some reason. I mean, so in
They were doing the
short,
cool guy.
You didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of this.
Bruce!
Yeah?
Are you doing all right there, guy?
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay?
Now you listen to me. No, I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact man with the feather was stabbed. What chances of that? Huh?
Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that.
Some days are like that.
No
You know?
chance. There's no way the cab driver could have seen it. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on top of an omnibus, that is.
Hey, I'm a respectable city banker, I have, you know. And I know what I saw. I remember as clear as a barret day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Hey, you, Mr. Fairplay! Oh, excuse me, I was getting a little hot in the cup there, balloon.
Sorry, gonna eat my cane real quick.
Oh, not you supplement your testimony with your quick statement about what exactly you saw. You all can do that, alright? And I'll tell you just how grim it was.
Please.
Do you think I will get the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed that man?
I'll press this first, but I'm pretty sure this is a gloves moment. Hold it! Hold it!
You mean gloves
Blood
soaked.
soaked.
Gloves.
Perhaps soaked is laying on a little
Okay.
thick, but
Okay.
anyway, there was definitely blood all over them.
Both of them were covered in it. Well,
Nope.
no.
Nope. And you
Also,
saw that from the
also
roof,
wrong.
Through the skylight.
well, the skylight's reasonably large, so it's a pretty good view. And there were lamps on the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure what I saw.
This banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it.
And you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruto, that's when you should have a good look through the court record.
Yeah, so I just blah 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 blah. This is the repeating dialogue. Press the witnesses, do the reacting. Yep. Uh-huh. Cool. Don't want to miss even a flicker of reaction. Or a super duper obvious one, like him starting to eat his cane out of frustration. Yep. I forget the side of the blood-soaked hands. I didn't know if it was gonna quibble at me about hands instead of hand. That's the only reason I wasn't sure. Objection. Blood-soaked hands.
Well, I admit that soap might be laying on a little thick, but anyway, there were definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay. I love this pose. Hand on sword. But that's more than a little peculiar.
What?
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question.
Yes, right.
And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. This genuinely upsets me. In short,
Crunch.
Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
But no, that can't be right.
So you're the lawyer here then?
What are you doing, my man? That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection.
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. Oh, it's the opposite
Pointing with
direction
the other hand now.
The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Oh, I don't know that.
Why, I'm a city banker for Christ's sake. Why would it be the gold standard? I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Standing members of society don't provocate.
I have no
Whatever.
idea, dude. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case?
Mr. Naruto. We had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying. Prevaricate. Speak or act in an evasive way.
Use a lot of fancy words.
Turn the tide in this trial completely.
Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. I have evidence. I found it earlier. He owes him money. My lord?
Yes, counsel.
The defense is ready to present evidence.
Why, Joe, are you sure?
Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony.
Ah. Very well. By my call on the defense to present evidence. Evidence that demonstrates the motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Take that!
He owed him money.
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims, crippled by the accused's extortion.
The point is, among the names of those debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worth being called debt.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Is that... I
Yeah.
can't tell if that's like 20 bucks, it's like, who gives a shit? But, like, I don't know how much a
Well,
guinea
$20
is.
was a lot. $20 was a lot in the 1800s. First of all.
Fair, I guess.
Second of all, they've made it sound like guineas are a pretty high
Yeah.
currency. Like, we're not talking pence, man. Listen, hang on. Guinea currency.
Yeah, also.
UK. What was a guinea? Guinea coin. It was a coin minted between 1663 and 1813. It's not used anymore.
It was worth
It was
£1
mined in the same
and 1
region.
shilling. Why?
Well, they had a lot of weird stuff like that.
It's about the same as 105 in modern money. Because the guinea was close to £1, putting prices in guineas made the price seem less.
20 pounds, which if you have an inflator calculator, it's weird though that
I assume
they
you
stopped
do.
minting this coin. Well, I mean, it's you just look it up.
Yeah.
You just look up an inflation calculator. Calculator UK. The Bank of England has one. So what are we saying this is? What year are we saying this is? It's like,
Like
the 18 something,
like-
right?
Like, we'll just say 1800 for simplicity. Because it said they
Well, I thought-
stopped
wasn't it
minting
near-
them in 1814, if I was reading that right.
Yeah, that's why I
So
thought it was
before
weird
that-
because I thought this game took place in like the 1890s.
I thought it was the early 1800s.
I'm pretty sure it's been the late 1800s because didn't the Crystal Palace
Yeah, you're right.
of the UK, wasn't that built and destroyed? So it was completed in 51 and destroyed in 36. So it had to be between those two.
Yeah.
They give you an
I mean,
example
if
in
they
game where it
stopped
said
minting
1,000
them, I
guineas
guess that
would be
doesn't
enough
mean
to
they
buy
were
a
out of
house in Japan.
circulation.
Correct.
Like, they're not minting
It's late
$2
1800s,
bills,
early
but they're still
1900s.
legal currency.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because with this entire time we've been saying it's been 1800, late 18, early 1900s,
Yeah.
and literally every time,
Yep.
literally 100% of the time.
Every stream.
So it'd be about 2.6 thousand euro.
Jesus. So a bit.
Well, what of it?
Let's suppose
And that's
Mr.
going
McGilden
from
were to be found guilty of
1890
murder.
to
What
today.
would become of your debt in that case?
My documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties.
It's pre-decimalization of the pound, I suppose, yeah.
Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here to be sentenced to capital punishment. All outstanding debts will be owed or it will be annulled. They will cease to exist.
Cease to exist.
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant?
So, oh,
Continue eating that cane, you fucking weirdo.
order, Mr. Blue Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Sir. Did you or did you not See the precise moment in time at which the event is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim.
Maybe it's a sugar cane.
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony.
Alright, now it's about making melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did mistake the truth just a pinch.
A pinch?
Well, it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Mr. McGilden's heads. Both of them.
Objection. And yet only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Phipps.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself as it happens.
Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes, I'm almost sure it was on both of his hands, not just one.
What? What? That shot makes what just happened really funny, because he would have had to fly backward like 3 feet.
Right.
It would appear that we only need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time I'd like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Mr. Naruto. This is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Witness testimony. What the witnesses really saw.
Has bomb with the hands of the assailant. I sincerely distinctly remember that. Well, I suppose what I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. If that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attackers' hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains there can't be anyone else casual on the scene. Well, lo and behold, in truth the fact, not one of you witnesses is a crucial murder becomes perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, it was no one else inside that carriage. The man's head's covered in blood.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. I'm so glad I didn't give this guy another voice.
Right.
I'm so sick of them. Also, apparently using guineas after they stopped being minted was an even bigger way of showing you're rich. Ooh, flexing with actual... It'd be like if I was walking around with, like, golden doubloons.
Like if you just handed out gold dollars every time you bought something with cash.
And they're like, this is from 1901, and I'm like, yep,
Yep,
it is.
Yep, and
That
it's
was
legal
mint.
tender. Take it.
That's from the New Orleans Mint. That mint isn't even around anymore, idiot.
I'll give you 5 of those bad boys, and you're gonna give me that box of fruit roll-ups. And some change. I hope fruit roll-ups are less than $5. Right. I don't actually know.
that one fucking got me. Oh man, I was not expecting you to say fruit roll-ups. Curse you.
I wasn't either.
That was good.
That was just the words that came out of my mouth.
The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change to the facts of the case. Excuse you?
There is, though. If multiple people remember them seeing blood on both hands, then why didn't he have blood on both his hands?
We'll cross-examination, please, Captain.
Yes, my lord. What the witnesses really saw. Alright, well. Let's do a save. Like, if multiple people saw it, I believe it. But then where's the person who had blood on both his hands?
Who was that? Where did he go?
Unless he had two different pairs of gloves for some reason, and we just haven't found the first pair. It seems unlikely that he did it. Alright, anyway, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with something tomorrow, probably Digimon if I had to guess. And I'll have to stare into Raremon's horrifying maw once again. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.